Hello everyone, you are watching the video on how to navigate through a Canvas course. You are looking at my Canvas dashboard. Your dashboard will look similar. Each course has its own shell. So let's go ahead and look inside one of the MA shells. All of the Canvas courses are set up to look similar. There might be a few variations, but you can expect to see pretty much the same setup. The first thing you'll notice is you have a Contact Your Instructor Welcome section. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. When you're setting up your course, you will enter into this section, go to Edit, and then you will fill in your instructor information. So this information should include how you want your students to contact you. At the very least, it should include your email and the times that you're available. Make this fun. Use a meme or a picture. You can tell a little bit about yourself. If you're comfortable, you can come here and edit and embed images. You can even insert a video of yourself for your students to see your face and you have a little more of a personal touch to this section. Make sure that this section is ready to go before your students enter into your course. Once you're finished setting this up, then you will hit save, and then it will be there for your students to access. Okay. Underneath that, there's an academic honesty policy acknowledgement. Students will click onto the academic honesty policy. You will review this with them and answer any questions they have. They will download the academic honesty policy document. This is a fillable PDF. They'll read it. They'll put in their name and their date. They must save it with a new name in order for their inputted information to save, and they will upload it back to this page. We're looking at the instructor view. Students will have an icon option to upload and submit their assignment. E-texts will then appear. They have to click on each one of their e-texts in order to activate them. So make sure that they're clicking on their ebook section, which is here, their bookshelf, so that they can sign in, and then they click on their books, and they will then have access on their VitalSource bookshelf with that link. There are website links for them that are pertinent to the course. There are their resources. It's very important in this section that they click on their resources on the first day. If they do not click on their resources, they will get an error message later in the module in the day that they are going to need to access them. Here's the Quizlets. Some courses will have Quizlets available for students to use to help them remember material. These can be used in class as well if you have residential students. There are the online programs listed. In this course, students will be using SurePath. This is an MA resource. Then there is the syllabi. They should click on the syllabi that accompanies their program. So this would be the residential on-ground students, and then here's a hybrid syllabi. Make sure that they're reading it and understand the flow of the course for this module. Okay. Then there are their course row. This is where they will download and they can submit their row. It's the instructor's responsibility to assign dates to this. Only hybrid instructors will be assigning dates inside each one of the assignments. The residential on-ground instructors will tell students when their assignments are due. They can put them on their own course calendar here or on their Google Calendar to keep track of their due dates. There are then the online weeks. So here are the hybrid weeks that the hybrid students work through. The hybrid instructor will assign dates to any assignments and discussions that are due in the online weeks. Then as we move down, we'll see the clinic ICA. These are optional ICA for instructors to choose to assign for a grade or to have as a classroom activity to go over later. Depends on your time, how big your class is, and what you feel your students need. And then after that, we have the days of the module for the residential students. These will coincide with the lesson plan that is online at the Ross Curriculum website. And you'll notice the tests are in here as well. Okay, so here's your announcement page. You click on the announcement, come over and click the announcement. Type in your daily announcement, make them encouraging again, make them fun, throw in a picture, you can throw in a video, a quote for the day, help your students to get used to looking for announcements so that they know what the plan for the day is. One great thing about the announcement is that you can delay posting. You can choose a date and a time. So if you want to create all of your announcements on Monday for the week, you can do that ahead of time and then just tell Canvas the date and the time you want them released. Make sure that you're not using a 12 o'clock in the morning time for students to get their announcement. I know that sounds great, but if they have an alarm on their phone, they are not going to appreciate their phone going off at 12 in the morning. Okay. Then we have we can just go to discussions if we want. We can look at modules individually. There's a grading. Let's go to the grade book. For the grade book, all your students will be listed here. There is the view section. I suggest that you put in the filters so it's easier for you to find a grade. You can filter through an assignment group. So if you want to look at just all of the discussions or all of the row, you can do that. See that pop up here. Or you can just look at ICA. So it just helps you to focus on what you need to grade. The people will appear in your course. Of course, it's just me in there for right now, so all your students will then appear down here. You can see their login ID and their SIS number in their section. We'll talk about how to assign sections later. There'll be an area in the training for you with directions on how to do that. You can tell when a student was in last and how long they've spent in a course. You can click on the student name and it'll even give you more information about how the student is navigating through the Canvas shell and where they're spending their time. Let's go ahead and go to assignments. Assignments, this section is not available to students because it has a little eye that has a cross through it, so only instructors can see that. We did allow students to have access to the assignment section, but found that students would just go to this section and do the work without accessing any of the other materials that are important to the process of learning. So we are not allowing students to have access just to the assignment section. And this is where it's broken down just by row, ICA, and then the individual tasks. So this is a quick way for you to see what needs to be graded and what's included inside the module without having to go through each individual day or week. Okay, so let's go to settings. In settings, there's the section section. That sounded funny. There'll be a document in how to assign sections later in the training. Okay, so I think we've covered pretty much everything we need to with the Canvas walkthrough. If you have any questions, please reach out to your lead instructor, your assistant director, or your regional campus director for help. And with that, have a great rest of your day.